So lastly, I just want to share a little bit of racing psychology. So I did at the start of the year, midway through the year, did a Cairns half Ironman, and probably more recently just done a couple of really good times in my 5K. Managed to drop a couple of minutes off this year, and took a good hour off my half Ironman race PB time, which was good as well. And I put a lot of that down to mental preparation. Probably, if we look at sort of, let's just use the 5K race for example. So we've got 5Ks, we've got point A and point B. Now, everyone probably can relate to doing a 5Ks or a point in a race where they're going out flat ticker, and they get to a point, like the cyclists, like the rugby players did on the bike, where they get to that point of fatigue and the body's going to quit. It wants to quit. It wants to say, stop, stop hurting me, these sorts of things. And what we can do in that is overcome that with a bit of, with a bit of heart, with a bit of mindset stuff. So in the first instance, I think it's really important to get to this point, to go out and run, and to get up into that hurt zone is something that firstly want to talk about, and that's to get there you have to go out and just let yourself go. Let and trust your body. It's important to be confident in what you're doing, and this is sort of letting go of some of those fears and being relaxed. Possibly just seeing your race as a training effort, and if you push yourself to new limits, then you're going to get an increased performance. Avoiding the fear of pain. So it's just pain. It might be just 20 minutes or whatever, but this is when we can start to bring in some of these pleasure points that I'm going to talk about that can override that need, that want to give up. Recently with my 5K things, I just went out there and I basically wanted to annihilate myself. That was the goal. A couple of things in mind was having probably some of the better runners up there, and sort of going to a race and thinking, I can't race, or I'm not going to run today because these guys are going to beat me by 2 minutes, whatever. I think I'm pretty good, and I don't want to look like a loser. One thing I did in my mind was release that fear there instantly and just go, look, these guys are better than me, but I'm just going to go out hard and I'm going to race them. I'm going to try and beat them. I'm going out to do my best on the day. And that just sort of helps you feel relaxed, and you throw through some of those doubts that's just no good to you really. So you get to this point there, say let's call that the 3K mark, and that's when you get the lactic acid pumping and that sort of thing, and your body's wanting to stop. And I've reached that point, and then what we want to do there is start to draw on some pleasure points to reassociate that pain. So as humans, we always want to move away from pain and into pleasure. So some of the things I tap into there is back into what I was saying before about purpose. So drawing on that purpose that you've perhaps spent some time creating, and just understanding why you're out there doing it. The reward, I've come this far, I'm not going to give up and not see what that reward is at the end on the clock, or what that is, how that feels to maybe come second or first, or or in the top 10, or first, second in my age group, anything like that. And also you drive to be competitive, to get that result and see how that is, and mix that up. And then probably the thing that I draw on lastly, when everything else is hurting and I can't figure out a reason to keep going, one thing that I think about is my family, and that if they were there watching, or sometimes they are there watching, then I want to make them proud. And for me, that's that last thing that sort of really helps you get over the line and push on and show them. I think it's that last shows, that whether it's that last 2Ks or whatever stage in the race that it's all about guts, and it's all about heart. And if you can go out there and achieve, get an understanding of that, then you'll go out and you'll do your personal best, and you know, it might be not your best time, but it's the best that you can do on the day because you've run without fear.